Have you ever laid awake at 2 a.m., replaying a conversation over and over in your head, wondering if you said the wrong thing, or hesitated for days to send a simple email because you kept imagining all the ways it could be misunderstood? That's overthinking, the mental trap that disguises itself as preparation, but ends up stealing your time, your peace, and your confidence. We've all been there. One decision branches into dozens of what-ifs. A single problem explodes into a storm of imaginary consequences. Your mind, meant to solve problems, ends up becoming the problem. But what if I told you there's an ancient trick, a Stoic technique, that's been quietly silencing overthinking for over 2,000 years? A mindset so powerful it helped Roman emperors rule with calm and soldiers face death without panic? In this video, we're diving deep into that one Stoic shift that will stop your overthinking in its tracks and give you back your clarity, starting today. If you're ready to stop drowning in thoughts and finally breathe again, keep watching. Overthinking is one of the most common struggles in our modern lives. With endless options, constant notifications, and an overwhelming stream of information, it's no wonder our minds often spiral out of control. We second-guess our decisions, analyze every word we say, and project endless scenarios that never come true. But here's the twist. Overthinking isn't a modern problem. It's an ancient one. Even 2,000 years ago, people wrestled with racing thoughts, fear of failure, and paralyzing indecision. The only difference? They didn't have smartphones or social media, but they had philosophy. Enter Stoicism. Stoicism isn't some outdated system of beliefs written in dusty books. It's a timeless operating system for the mind. Created by philosophers like Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, and Seneca, Stoicism was built to face chaos, both external and internal, with clarity and calm. These were men who lived through war, exile, disease, betrayal, and leadership under immense pressure. And yet, they practiced peace. In this video, we're exploring one of the most practical, actionable Stoic techniques to stop overthinking instantly. It's not abstract. It's not woo-woo. It's raw, real, and it works. Whether you're battling anxiety, indecision, or just want a quieter mind, this isn't about suppressing thoughts or pretending to be calm. It's about rewiring your inner dialogue, shifting your focus, and stepping into a mindset that allows peace to thrive, no matter what life throws at you. Because the truth is, most of us aren't suffering from reality. We're suffering from our interpretation of it. Our own minds become the battlefield. But Stoicism gives us the tools, the mental armor, to walk through life with strength, stillness, and confidence. So, if you're tired of mental noise, if you're exhausted from analyzing everything, and if you just want to feel like yourself again, grounded, present, focused, then this video is for you. Let's dive into the Stoic trick that cuts through the noise and teaches you how to live instead of overthink. And more importantly, let's understand why this philosophy still holds the answers in our chaotic modern world. Let's be honest. Overthinking doesn't feel like a problem at first. It feels responsible. It feels smart. You're planning. You're preparing. You're making sure nothing goes wrong. But in reality, overthinking is a disguised form of fear. It's your brain in survival mode, running endless simulations to avoid discomfort. And the more you indulge it, the worse it gets. Imagine you're faced with a big decision. Maybe it's a job offer, a breakup, a new opportunity, or even something as simple as sending a message. Instead of acting, you freeze. You go back and forth. You ask 5 different people. You weigh every outcome. And suddenly, you've spent 3 days thinking about something that should have taken 3 minutes. That's the mental trap. Overthinking doesn't create clarity. It destroys it. It paralyzes you with options, drowns you in what-ifs, and pulls you into a cycle where no decision feels safe. This mental loop keeps you stuck, anxious, and restless. And worst of all, it masquerades as productivity. But here's where the Stoics offer a radical perspective. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher, wrote in his journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Overthinking is your mind trying to control what cannot be controlled. The future, the opinions of others, the exact outcome of every move. But life doesn't operate on certainty. It operates on action." The Stoics believe that freedom and peace don't come from knowing everything, but from knowing what you can control and letting go of the rest. Now think about your average day. How many moments do you spend locked in analysis instead of motion? How many times do you delay action just to make sure it's the right choice? How often do you lose sleep, not because of what happened, but because of what might happen? The Stoics called this living in borrowed suffering. They believe that most pain isn't caused by the world. It's caused by our thinking about the world. We suffer twice, once in reality and again in imagination. Overthinking is the imagination weaponized against yourself. Seneca put it perfectly. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. This is the heart of the problem. Overthinking isn't deep thinking. It's shallow worry dressed as wisdom. And the cost is enormous. It steals your time. It ruins your focus. It kills your confidence. And it disconnects you from life as it unfolds in the present moment. Now combine that with today's world. Social media makes us compare constantly. Notifications hijack our attention. Information overload makes every decision feel overwhelming. We're trained to be reactive, not reflective. We're drowning in opinions, but starving for inner peace. The Stoics knew this kind of chaos, even without the internet. They lived through wars, exile, and political betrayal. And yet, their philosophy remained anchored in simplicity, in learning how to think clearly and act decisively. So here's the Stoic truth. Overthinking is a form of self-torture. And the longer you stay in it, the harder it becomes to hear your own voice. But what if you could silence the noise? What if there was a mental shift so simple, yet so powerful, that it could snap you out of the spiral and return you to clarity, calm, and confidence? Well, there is. And it's not a trick. It's a Stoic technique that's over 2,000 years old. And it still works today, even in the age of anxiety. In the next section, we'll break it down step by step. You'll learn how one core principle from Stoic philosophy can instantly ground you, help you stop chasing control, and bring your mind back to the present, where life actually happens. Let's explore how. So, what is this Stoic trick that can stop the flood of overthinking and return you to calm, clear presence? It's this: draw the line of control. That's it. That's the trick. And no, it's not just a motivational phrase. It's a mental discipline, one that Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca all used to navigate the chaos of life without losing their minds. Here's how it works. The Stoics believed that all human suffering comes from confusing what we can control with what we can't. When we try to control outcomes, people, or the future, we drown in anxiety. But when we focus only on what we can influence, our thoughts, our actions, our choices, we reclaim our power. In his teachings, Epictetus put it like this: some things are up to us, and some things are not. This idea is deceptively simple, but incredibly powerful. When you feel overwhelmed or stuck in overthinking, you don't need more opinions. You don't need more time. You don't need to figure everything out. You need to stop and draw the line. What is in your control right now? What isn't? Write it down if you have to. On the left side of a page, right? In my control. On the right, right? Out of my control. Let's say you're overthinking a job opportunity. What if I fail? Out of your control. Will they like me? Out of your control. Should I research the company? In your control. Can I prepare my best work? In your control. Should I accept the offer? In your control. Suddenly, the noise gets quieter. The fog begins to lift. And you realize, not everything needs your attention. Only a few things do. And those few things, you already have the power to act on them. Overthinking thrives in vagueness. Clarity kills it. That's why the Stoics didn't waste time worrying about what-ifs. They trained themselves to identify exactly where their energy belonged. And they left the rest to fate, fortune, or the gods. Now, this isn't about being careless or passive. Stoicism isn't apathy. It's focused action. It's learning to direct your energy only where it makes a difference. That's why Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The tranquility that comes when you stop caring what they say, or think, or do, only what you do." Let that sink in. Imagine how much lighter your life would feel if you didn't carry every thought, every possibility, every opinion. That's what the Stoic trick does. It cuts the cord. It breaks the chain that links your peace of mind to things you can't control. And it's not just for big decisions. You can use this in everyday moments. Arguing with someone online? Draw the line. You can control how you respond, not how they think. Waiting on a response from someone? Draw the line. You can control your patience, not their timing. Worried about the future? Draw the line. You can prepare, but you can't predict. It's not always easy, but it is simple. And once you get the hang of it, something incredible happens. You stop needing control to feel calm. You stop spinning scenarios in your head. You stop rehearsing pain that hasn't happened yet. You stop trying to fix things that were never your responsibility to begin with. Instead, you return to your breath, to your actions, to this moment. That's what the Stoics called living according to nature. Not nature as in trees and rivers, but your nature as a rational human being. You were not designed to be omniscient. You were designed to choose well, even in uncertainty. And that's what this trick unlocks. By drawing the line, you give yourself permission to stop overthinking, to make a choice and move, to act with courage, even when the outcome is unclear. Because here's the truth. Clarity comes from movement. Peace comes from acceptance. And confidence comes from choosing what's yours to carry and putting down the rest. That's how the Stoics lived. And that's how you can reclaim your mind from the trap of overthinking, starting right now. This is where the transformation happens. When the Stoic wisdom you've been hearing stops being just a concept and becomes a practice, a way of being. You see, overthinking isn't just a mental habit. It's a signal. It's your mind crying out, "I'm afraid. I don't trust myself. I don't know what to do." But what if, like Marcus Aurelius, you didn't have to know everything? What if calm didn't come from having all the answers, but from knowing you could handle any outcome? That's the Stoic mindset shift. Marcus Aurelius, ruler of the most powerful empire on earth, wrote in his private journal, not as an emperor, but as a man struggling to stay calm amid chaos. War, betrayal, sickness, death, all circled his life constantly. He didn't have the luxury of comfort or certainty, but he had clarity. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. That's not just a quote. It's a mirror. When your thoughts race, when anxiety grips your chest, when you feel trapped in indecision, remember that. The strength you seek isn't out there. It's in how you respond to out there. And if you really embrace this mindset, something profound changes inside you. You stop being the victim of your own mind. You stop letting thoughts bully you into inaction. You stop worshiping certainty like it's the only path to peace. You start doing what the Stoics did, anchoring yourself to virtue, because to them, wealth didn't mean possessions. Power didn't mean titles. Peace didn't mean a perfect life. It meant living rightly, choosing courage over comfort, wisdom over worry, discipline over delay. You might be overthinking because you don't want to make the wrong choice. But the Stoics would say, there is no wrong choice if you act with virtue. If you're honest, if you're just, if you're courageous, if you're disciplined, that's all that matters. So instead of asking, what if I fail? Ask, will I act with integrity? Instead of, what's the perfect decision? Ask, what's the right thing to do right now? This mindset frees you. You stop chasing the illusion of control. You stop fearing uncertainty. And you start trusting yourself. Not because you know the future, but because you know who you are. That's what the Stoics really meant by tranquility. Not passive peace, but a deep, unshakable confidence that no matter what happens, you will rise. You will adapt. You will choose wisely. You will not be broken. That's not motivational fluff. That's lived Stoic wisdom. And you can carry it with you into your relationships, your work, your dreams, and yes, your darkest moments. Because the moment you draw the line between what you control and what you don't, the moment you act according to virtue, not fear, the moment you choose clarity over chaos, you are no longer just reacting to life. You are living it. So here we are, back where we started, but hopefully not the same. We opened with a simple truth. Overthinking is the modern disease. It's the silent thief of peace, the root of hesitation, anxiety, and burnout. We've all felt it. That mental loop that never ends. The storm of thoughts that pulls us out of the present and into a prison of what-ifs. But you've now been given the antidote. Not a modern hack or productivity gimmick, but a timeless tool forged in the fires of war, exile, death, and duty. The same challenges faced by Stoic thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus. And the answer they gave us wasn't more thinking. It was clarity. Clarity that comes from understanding what is and isn't in your control. Clarity that comes from acting with virtue, not fear. Clarity that says, I may not control what happens next, but I absolutely control how I respond. This isn't just a mental trick. It's a mindset, a way of being, a daily decision. And you don't need to be a Roman emperor to live it. You just need to pause, observe your thoughts, and separate what's up to you from what isn't. That one act, that Stoic trick, is enough to quiet the noise, to replace panic with presence, to anchor you to what actually matters. Because when you're no longer a slave to your thoughts, you begin to lead your own life. Let's quickly recap the core Stoic principles we've explored. Control what you can. Accept what you can't. This is the foundation. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. Don't seek certainty. Seek virtue. Right action matters more than perfect outcomes. Interrupt the thought spiral. Awareness creates space, and space creates calm. Live in the present. You'll never find peace in a future that hasn't happened yet. Virtue is your anchor. When you act with courage, wisdom, justice, and discipline, clarity follows. These aren't abstract concepts. These are real-life rules that have been tested for centuries. And if you apply them, if you practice them, you'll notice something powerful. You'll stop drowning in thought. You'll stop hesitating on your goals. You'll stop feeling like you're constantly chasing calm. Because you'll have it already, within. As Seneca wrote, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. You're not here to imagine your life away. You're here to live it. And the Stoics showed us how. If this video gave you even one moment of calm, clarity, or insight, don't keep it to yourself. Share it, like it, subscribe to the channel. We're building a community where ancient wisdom meets modern challenges. And your support keeps it alive. Drop a comment below. What's one Stoic idea you'll use to stop overthinking this week? And if you're serious about mastering your mind, check out our full playlist on Stoic mindset, daily habits, and emotional resilience. Linked below. Remember, the goal isn't to think less. It's to think clearly. And the calm you're looking for? It's not out there. It's always been within you. You just needed the courage to claim it.